Is anyone there?
Greetings to all record enthusiasts.
Okay, for all our long-suffering patient fans, some good, if modest, news. Lost and Found is back with a pair of weekly Lost Gems, airing exclusively right here on our YouTube channel, Lost and Found Nation. If you're new to Lost and Found, welcome to what is simply a showcase for the best music you've never heard. I'm Professor Luke Crampton, your irreverent host, bringing you the cream of the lost crop. A-plus songs, past and present, which have flown too far under the radar. I'm joined as ever in our studio, deep beneath White Sands in New Mexico, by my peerless producer, Andy West. Lost and Found is the world's only rescue service for the ones that got away. Superior songs which have never or will never crack the Billboard Hot 100, which these days has simply become a dumping ground for digital dross, a landfill of mediocre, mass-produced manure masquerading as music. By contrast, Lost and Found has a high-quality quotient and a simple goal, the marriage of top-flight melody with literate lyrics. This show is curated only with HI, human intelligence, no AI on this project. So do catch up with me every week for at least 2 outstanding Lost Gems, which should appeal to your HI. Both annotated, of course, by my traditional but entirely unnecessary backstory banter. Professor Luke, Lost and Found, back on the air, now on the baby television, aka YouTube, for our legion of Lost and Found followers. Thank you for your loyalty and patience, and welcome home. It's been a long time coming.
I feel a change in the weather, I feel a change in me. The days are getting shorter and the birds begin to leave. Even me, yes, y'all, who has been so long alone. I'm headed home, headed home. The nights are getting colder now and the air is getting crisp. I first tasted the universe on a night like this. A box of wine, an alibi, and the hunger in her eyes, in the place where the tree of good and evil still resides. Still resides. Homecoming, homecoming, homecoming. She said, show me what you got, babe. I'm not like other girls. Just give me your bad self in a place for us to make a stand, and I can move the world. Lift the valley from the floor, honey, little town to the sky. They'll say that it's a miracle, and you'll know damn well they're right. Damn well they're right. Homecoming, 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 homecoming. When the oracle spoke to me, she was like a roadside song. Do unto others as you would have them do, even if in turn they do you wrong. This town right here's my everything, and though I've been torn away, it has my heart, it has my heart. It's still my heart will stay, my heart will stay, my heart will stay, my heart will stay, my heart will stay. just a little bit high, get a little tongue-tied, gonna try to find whatever ever made time. That kind of immemorial, that time before the fall, yeah, that time before the autumn really turned the corner. Drive east of Eden till we start to feel the west. We were never far from nowhere, you could see it from the edge of town. Honey, baby, wonder how it feels now. Somehow I can't believe that it could feel like before, but the air's getting colder now, the nights are getting crisp. I first tasted the universe on a night like this. An alibi, a box of wine, and the hunger in your eyes, in the place where the tree of good and evil still resides. Homecoming, 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 homecoming,
If you're culturally up to speed in this golden age of television, you might have spotted that song at the end of the second season of the riveting Billions drama series on Showtime, starring Paul Giamatti and Damian Lewis in their intriguing Battle of the Bulls. That was longtime Lost and Found stalwart Josh Ritter with the aptly titled Lost Nugget, Homecoming, which was otherwise too good for primetime and somehow failed to get within 1,000 positions of the Billboard Hot 100. Homecoming was the standout cut on his typically literate and underrated 2015 album Sermon on the Rocks. And in writing the song, Josh revealed, quote, "It's been said that one of the great tropes in fiction is the return home. Here we meet ghosts from our past, old friends, familiar architecture. When I've gone home, I step off the airplane onto the tarmac in Spokane, which is about 2.5 hours from my house. You've been flying, and you've been in airports, and you've been in Brooklyn, and you haven't smelled pine trees. And you set your foot down, the door opens, and the pine trees just rush in. I wanted that feeling for the song." Well, I think Josh nailed it. Rated some years ago as one of the top 100 greatest living songwriters by the influential Paste magazine, the never-disappointing Moscow, Idaho native Josh Ritter with Homecoming. And by the way, that very town in Idaho featured in the accompanying video, even though he now lives in Spokane. Much appreciate your joining us on the latest incarnation of Lost and Found, the best music you've never heard, 2 first-class Lost Gems featured every week right here on Lost and Found Nation. Here's the quiet, restrained genius of Sir Gregory Alan Isakov. And you're in luck. He wrote this one for you.
Wanna write one for you, the unwritable girl who sleeps in my hand, in this interstate world, who leaves me for dead in my ghost town grave. Turns like color TV. I've tried to run my little mile, stumble over my sin, never find me. Been just one dream. We'll live in it. But you're still, and you're bright, and you're quiet in the heart of it. And you're bright, and you're quiet in the heart of it.
Last year, I went to see a concert with my daughter, which paired one of my favourite, largely undiscovered singer-songwriters with a rather decent local orchestra. I thought it would be a fine, enjoyable evening's entertainment, but nothing beyond that. Turns out I was disturbingly wrong. It evolved into the second best concert I've ever had the privilege of attending. The artist in question? Gregory Alan Isakov. He simply knocked it out of the park for nearly 2 hours of beautifully orchestrated updates of the best of his sensational catalogue. I was absolutely speechless at the sheer boldness of his musical vision and the deft execution of each musical pearl on offer. And that track was, I believe, the evening's finest moment, an exquisite lost gem called Unwritable Girl, which includes the following lyrics. Wanna write one for you, the unwritable girl, who sleeps in my hand in this interstate world, who leaves me for dead in my ghost town grey, and returns like colour TV. He's just in a different lyrical league, one populated only by the likes of Lord Tom Waits and Bob Schneider. Another long-time lost and found preferred vendor, South African-born tunesmith Isakov, lives a quiet, semi-rural existence in Colorado and eschews all the trappings of fame and the nonsense of social media, spending much of his time simply gardening. 6 albums since he first graced the music scene back in 2003, all worth a few hours of your precious time. Mercifully, Gregory committed 10 stunning tracks from his symphonic sojourn to a complete recording, and if you only buy one album this year, do purchase his epic Gregory Alan Isakov with the Colorado Symphony. It's an absolute masterclass on how to get it right. And that song, perhaps its crowning glory, Unwritable Girl, by the recently knighted Sir Gregory Alan Isakov. Thanks for joining me on the return of Lost and Found. If you didn't like either of this week's selections, then you're tone deaf, brain dead, and ready for a walk-on part in Idiocracy 2. Do check out the original film. If you did enjoy the songs, we very much look forward to your company next week on Lost and Found Nation, right here on the baby television. In the interim, please make sure you tell at least 10 of your friends to find us here on YouTube. They can simply search under Lost and Found Nation. We need lots of views so we can grow this into something meaningful and permanent. Spread the word. I'm Professor Luke Crampton, signing off on this week's Lost and Found. Thanks for listening, and remember, business is what you make happen, art is what you let happen, life is what happens. Love? Who the hell knows? Hit refresh, play this video again. See you next week.